What's up, everyone? It's the business here. Episode one's coming at you finally. The business, let's be real. I've been waiting for this, been waiting to kind of get going again. I thought nothing better than in December of 2020. Uh, Looking back at, a lot of things that have happened this year. It's been a rough year, up and down for a lot of people. And I think, I'm going to give you some insight into my 2020 and, we'll go into all kinds of things. But tonight I got a special guest. Justin Standen from A Cut Above, somebody I've known for a long time. He and I played travel ball back when we were, 12, 13, 14 years old. Had some good times. He's going to come on. He's going to tell you about, his business that he has and talk about, old travel ball days. We're going to laugh and have some fun. And I can't wait. I'm super excited. I want to give one shout out to the Robbins team. Little League, you guys went out and won the county championship this week, and I'm so proud of you guys. And I just want to give a shout out to all y'all, all that came out and played and bared through it with us all this whole season. All your parents, deserving applause, and super proud of you guys that you guys were able to bring home the championship. And want to give a shout out to my son Gavin, Evan, Bam, AJ, Ben, Sammy, Parker, Leighton, Carter, Kaysen, Grady, Lil Evan K, and Bradley, and my boy Chunky Monk, man. I wouldn't go without mentioning you too, but I'm proud of you guys. You guys keep it up. But for right now, the business, let's be real, episode 1 begins now. Welcome back, everyone. I got my boy up here, Justin Standen, coming on. Couldn't wait to have him on with me tonight. Justin, how you doing, buddy? How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. How you doing, Tone? I had a little Christmas ale over here for you.
I feel you. Cheers, man.
Cheers. Congratulations to your son's baseball team, too, man. That's awesome.
Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it, man. You and I chatted earlier in the day. We had some fun laughing and chopping it up. And, we talked about the business that you're into now. And we talked about some old baseball days that we'll get into. And, I think that some of the stuff that we have is been through the test of time back when we were kids, man. You were like super chill and I was super wild when we were young. And you were like the calm to my storm. We were hanging out as kids, running around.
Yep.
I know I would probably got into a lot more trouble if you wouldn't have been there to probably settle me down and keep me in line back then, So I appreciate you for coming on tonight and, wanted to talk to you about this new business that you got going. Well, I can't say new. You've been doing it for a couple of years now. I mean,
yeah.
And now it's really starting to flourish for you.
Yeah.
Kind of wanted to see give you a shout out to have you talk about the business, the name of it and everything, and how it kind of just started out for you. Go ahead and elaborate for me.
First of all, man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you reaching out, letting me get a chance to come on your show. The first thing I want to say before we start talking about the business is I remember I was talking to my dad today, and I remember you were the first person I ever seen put ketchup on scrambled eggs. I remember that. I don't know if you remember that, but I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. Ketchup on I still do that now. I make like a big breakfast hash and throw ketchup on it, dude. I smash still with ketchup.
No, but I was thinking about that today, excuse me. Going back to the business, it started off as something just a side business. It still is a side business. I have a full-time job. My partner that is running with me, but we're doing our own thing. He is up towards Cincinnati more. We're working together as one. We kind of split off. We still work together. He's just farther away, hitting a different market than I am. Basically, it started in 2017 over a tree that I made for my own house. A friend of mine was doing something similar. He's a good friend of mine that actually is my paint supplier through my real job, everyday job. He was doing some stuff on the side. He still does painting and stuff on the side. Has a paint booth at his house and all that. he kind of got me into it. At first, I was looking to work with him kind of as a team, but really didn't work out for what I wanted to do and he wanted to do. So my buddy that I'm currently in partners with, he's got a full-time job. He also works at NASA full-time. I work at Rydell full-time as a key account paint room manager. A lot of this stuff that I do, I kind of carry through at work. Most of the helmets you see on the field today on college and stuff like that, I've done them. I do all the Notre Dame helmets. So I kind of like a lot of this stuff. Nobody really knows how it's done. I've surrounded myself with some of the best people in the business through my work, my actual everyday job. I've got people in Florida. I've got people in California. I've got people all over the place. Usually every year, this year was the first year we haven't went. We usually go to SEMA. I'm not sure if you're familiar with SEMA, but it's the biggest automotive show that they have in the United States, and it's in Las Vegas every year in November. It's tons of stuff, paint, hydrographics, just anything you can imagine that's there. Welding material. It's any big name people in the business, you see them. So I have surrounded myself with some of the best people in the business. I originally got trained down in Miami in Florida. I went down there and went through the hydrographics course down in, I think it's Homestead, Florida, actually. I did the whole thing down there. That's where I really started to learn that stuff. And hydrographics is something we do a lot at work. It's basically a water transfer process. You put a film on the water, you dip a helmet or whatever you're doing. We've done a lot of big stuff like the Polynesian Bowl. There's in Hawaii, a bunch of stuff Marcus Mariota has. Right now, our company actually is doing these camouflage helmets through the NFL for all the NFL teams. It's a special thing that Work's doing. So just kind of a background of the whole thing, how it started. Originally in 2017, I looked at doing something on the side, basically something for fun, something that I took some passion in, I like to do on my spare time. But recently it's turned into something way more than I ever expected. In the last 2 weeks, I've probably had 60 orders off my website, which is crazy. I mean, I'm doing this by myself. Awesome. I basically incorporated a lot of different things in with wood, bourbon barrel heads now, the whole 9 yards. Like I said, my dad is helping me quite a bit. He my old man, he has a wood shop and stuff like that. So he's my backbone right now. I'm riding on him. Matter of fact, he's got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow while I'm at work. So we worked out in the shop tonight and earlier today, just trying to catch up. But yeah, it's 7 days a week right now. And holidays, I'm just trying to fill orders, man. Like literally every time my phone or my iPad's blowing up, it's a cha-ching sign, but it's a good sign. But
yeah, for sure,
hard to keep up. It's been pretty interesting, man. I can't complain.
That's so awesome, dude. I'm like, it's funny because I remember when I want to say probably about 5-6 years ago, I was trying to get with you, and you were at the Ohio State Michigan game, and I was there, but we were nowhere near each other.
Right.
Like you were on one whole other side of the area, and I was on a whole different side. And then at that time, you were doing the Rydell thing, and I remember how cool it was. Like I remember seeing all these projects that you were working on. I know you had done a lot of stuff with Oregon and stuff like that when they were doing all their color changes and all the different uniforms and stuff that they were doing. And I know that you were in part of a lot of that. I remember like watching that whole time and just seeing how you were bouncing around and yep. doing really well. And it was cool to see that part of the Rydell thing kind of lead up to what it is that you're doing now, because you're using those paint styles that you would do on helmets now on these beautiful pieces of art that you're doing and you're working with, dude, and you're customizing them to people, which is super cool. And yep. and I think that it's got a huge market. I think you'll do really well. and I'm hoping nothing but the best for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I kind of wanted to have you on in episode 1, because I seen it. You know what I mean? I was very interested in it. I love metal and woodwork together. It's super cool. You know, very, very rough and rustic edges. You know, you see I got a piece of art in back by one of my boys who's an artist out here, you know, and I'm going to have him on another show. I've had him on previous shows. And he's a great artist that works with wood, and he's doing all kinds of things too. So, I mean, to see what you're doing and see where it's going, where it's at for you presently, it's awesome. I mean, I'm happy for you, dude. And you know, I don't know if you want to, I'll drop you in solo screen and you can kind of give a shout out to the business or where people can find you. And then we'll do it again later in the show. You know what I'm saying? This ain't going to be it for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll drop you in solo and then let you kind of rock with, and tell people just how they can get a hold of you. Okay.
Yep. So, if you're looking for anything, that's my business name is Cut Above. Basically, we do anything and everything you can imagine. Metal art. Once it's cut, we do custom coatings, from powder coatings to airbrushing. I can do. Tony has actually a little picture there of a candy, or it's called what is it called? A Day of the Dead skull. My cousin asked me to do for my aunt that had passed away. I airbrushed this white and red skull and then painted the outside black. I gave it to her on November 2nd when her mother died. So it's just, we do anything and everything. We just started doing some hydrographic stuff. I actually have a tank that's about to be set up. I got from my guy out in Florida. I'll shoot out a couple people. Some of the best that I got a ton of info from, helped me over the years. Spectrachrome, I don't know what I'd do without you guys. Dan, you're awesome. Eric, thank you. I wouldn't be here today doing the stuff I'm doing without you guys. Jake Purcell, PA Hydrographics. Dude, I don't know what I'd do without you. Leroy, my buddy from Paint Supplier, been in my corner for a long time. My partner Shane, doing his thing. Him and I are in this together. Decided to get a cutter and roll on our own, and we've been doing it and pushing. That's what we do. We push. My buddy Anthony for running my website. All these pages and stuff he's putting together. It's crazy. I don't know how he does it. He's awesome. Thank you. Working, you know, on his own time from Chicago doing this stuff. I don't know what I'd do without you, man. My old man, Dad, busting his tail at home, pumping stuff out in the shop, the bourbon barrel heads, the whole thing. It takes a lot of work to do this stuff. He's been helping me out a ton. My family, my kids, for me never being home. I'm never home. I'm always working. If I'm not at work, I'm at the shop working. So I don't spend a whole lot of time at home, and I like to travel. So I'm never home. Just if I forgot anybody, I apologize, but it's been a long day. Been working 6-7 days a week since this whole thing started with the holidays and that. It's about all, Tone.
No, that's awesome, man. I mean, you gave a shout out to all you know what I mean, the people that you helped you out through the way and that you are still helping you. And you know what I mean? You guys are making a business out of it, and that's awesome. You know, people you can't knock that when you shout out the people that help you get there and you take care of each other. And that's really the way it goes, man. I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, I mean, this was just a show that I know, you know what I mean? You and I thought about it, and I really wasn't, you know what I mean, trying to do any shows. I was kind of sitting back and, you know what I mean, kind of wallowing in what is 2020 right now, and kind of happy that this year is coming to an end. Right. And was like really motivated to try to put a show together, and wanted to have somebody on that I know has something going right now. You know, my buddy, you know, I have some artists that are trying to, you know what I mean, come on to, and in different aspects, and you know, music and, you know, acting and all kinds of stuff. So it was like, to be able to reach out to you, though, somebody that I knew that we could shoot it from, you know, back in the day, shoot it about your business now, talk about where it's going. you know, you had mentioned your pops earlier, you know, and you know, your dad and I have always a bond with each other.
Yep.
Every time I used to get on base, you know what I'm saying, I would start my little motion, and your pops would be through the fence doing it with me and shit. Do you remember that, dude? That was awesome, dude. I used to laugh so hard. I used to get out and get my lead, and I start rocking, and he would get down and he start rocking with me, and I'm like, "You ready?"
Yep.
Take off.
Funny you said that. I know earlier we chopped it up a little bit. I was over there today, and he said I was out in the shop working, and he said, I told him about tonight. I said, "You want to jump on?" You know, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll see what I have." He's not real computer, you know, he's not good with computers and stuff, so he's probably on watching, but he's not on. He wasn't trying to get on the air and shit.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's cool. I mean, it maybe him seeing this, he'll be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. I'll get on with you guys and chop it up with y'all sometime." Like, you know, because it's really nothing. It's really just us sitting around. You're sitting comfortable, you know what I'm saying, in your office down there. I'm sitting comfortable in my office, and we're just chilling, dude. We're just, you know, chopping it up about old times and laughing it up, and that's what it's going to be about. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what's funny is that I got a question up here that just popped up, but it's about something that you and I were talking about before the show, and my buddy Mike Davies popped up and it says, "Need to know more about the beer mug, Tony." And it's funny because I had told Justin before the show, like when we were talking earlier in the day, I said, "Make sure you have a drink, man," because I have a drink during the day. I said I bring this big Longhorn out, and I, you know what I mean, put a couple beers in it, and then I've got a little mini fridge in here that I pull a couple more beers out during the show, and it'll top it off. And
I just texted him to get me a beer. Sorry.
And then when I sat down and started drinking out of it, Justin was like, "What is that thing, dude?" And we started laughing, and he was like, "Where'd you get that from?" And I got it from a medieval fair out here in Florida. You know, they were all walking around with these big bone steins, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I went to the little shop and I got me one, and you know what I mean? This is going to be my mug.
That's sweet, man. I'm in Florida more than I'm there as much as I am at home, I think. So I'm going to have to stop in and I got to catch you one of these times, man. I was just in Sarasota. I ran right through your neighborhood months ago. But no, that mug was cool as heck.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the story to the mug, Mike. I appreciate your comments, man. Keep them coming, man. I appreciate y'all. You know, we were talking about the Little League earlier. I got in a comment earlier about way to go, man. It's U.S. Little League. Selena, you know, without y'all, without the Robins, you know, none of that would happen. So, you know, that's y'all's team, and we're just happy to be a part of it. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So, how old are your son? What team they got?
My boy's 9 now. He plays with Robins on his rec ball team. He was playing with Eagle Eyes travel ball, and he just kind of right now taking a break from everything. Little League just ended. He's got some things lined up with basketball tryouts coming up for travel basketball. So he's going to do that probably like next weekend, try out for a team and see where that goes. Cause he really loves basketball. Basketball is his forte. Loves baseball too, but he's just got like a God gift talent, like, you know what I mean, in basketball. And it's kind of weird because we wouldn't have seen that. So,
yep. Well, that's awesome, man. Brings back memories though, don't it?
Yeah. It totally does. And that's why I think may have brought back the memories to reach out to you and kind of give you a call on it too and talk about, you know what I mean, the old baseball days. If you wanted to get into some of those old stories, like you were talking about that picture that you had found from way back. And I have told that story to some of the people down here, because when it rains down here in Florida, you know, it storms hard for like 15 minutes and then it's done. But it has flooded everything in that 15 minutes, you know, and we went to that one tournament, and go ahead and elaborate about the picture that you and your dad found today. Go ahead, man.
So there was I think it was East Liverpool. We were out in the it was the Ohio border somewhere. But I remember because Dad and I were shooting about it today, and he was like, "Do you remember?" He says he has a video of it, but he had the old VHS camera, beta camera, and he said, "I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was Herb Hagwood or if it was you." But he said he videoed when they lit the fire on the field, when they lit the pass, you know, the base pass.
Yeah.
He had somebody running on a video, so the way it was fire lit up. But yeah, they did light that field on fire. That whole field was lit up on fire, and I've never seen nothing like it to this day. My son played travel ball. My coach travel ball team. I've been to a bunch of different games. I have friends that still coach and still run organizations around here. I've never seen nothing like it, man. Ever.
They wanted that tournament to go off because that was a big tournament. That wasn't like a little boy. That was a big dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a big tournament. They couldn't have been flooded out. They were like, this is not happening right now.
Right. That was amazing.
They literally were lighting the field on fire. Like, they were throwing like all this mulch out there and shit, and we're lighting it on fire. And we were like, what's going on? It was like sawdust or something. It wasn't even mulch. It was like sawdust. They were like throwing it out there, throwing gas on it, lighting it on fire. And we were like, what is going on? Oh, okay. I guess we're playing, guys, whether we like it or not.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was a crazy time. We did talk earlier about when we were out. Was it still in East Liverpool? That was that same weekend, wasn't it? Wasn't it all that 4th of July weekend when we were out there?
Hotel?
Yeah, it was like, because you remember, like, we stayed at that hotel that was right on the riverbank. Remember that? And it was like, and there was like a cool 4th of July party. They did like fireworks over the little bay there. And it was super cool. We had a great time. And then the last night we were there, we tore the place apart.
Oh yeah.
And they were so pissed off at us, my dad especially, because he was coaching us at the time. And we tore it up. I mean, we were a bunch of 13, 14-year-old kids.
Oh yeah.
And we found every condiment and buckets of water and just were trashing each other's rooms. And
dude, I remember, to piggyback off that, I remember your dad, which I love your old man. He's a great dude. I hope he's doing well. I know we talked a little bit about that today, but
yeah.
But remember Mark Mihawk coming in there and your old man, and we broke the AC off the wall, and oh my God, Fantini. I mean, there was the stuff we used to do, but I mean, how could you not laugh about it? You know?
Oh, it was great, dude. It was such a good time, man. Like, I swear, like, and I'll never forget those times. Like, that's what, and that's what's funny is that people talk about like playing travel ball, and the times on the field are great, you know what I mean? But sometimes the times in the dugout, the times in between games, like, that's where the memories are made. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have those good times where you know what I'm saying, somebody comes up with a big hit or a big play and it's super fun, but you know, and everybody's excited. But the times that you bond in between those games and like leading up to that kind of stuff is what makes those even more special for everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could go back and do it all again, man.
So do I.
I try to tell my kids that, you know, like, man, you don't. Once it's done, it's over.
Yeah, so I'm like, seize the moment, man.
Yeah, I mean,
right now.
They just don't get it. Like, that was the best days of my life.
They think they'll do it forever. They're like, oh no, I can do this as long as I want. And I'm like,
right.
Go ahead and keep thinking that.
Yeah,
go ahead and keep thinking that.
There's every day. There's not a day that goes by I don't think it's something stupid or one of the World Series, the tournaments we were in. I mean, hell, I can remember going to that Gray Ghost packing 20 people in that damn van, Tippy's van.
That big scary ass van, dude. That thing was huge.
Some pills. I mean, there's so many different things, man. I mean, I still mess with Ramsey about that. When him and his spandex with the yellow stripe down the side, and Adrian Neely, and oh, dude, it goes on and on.
Oh man, I remember the bus trips. Remember when we went to the World Series though? They rented us out buses and stuff with the bathrooms in them and stuff, and we were like trashing the toilets and shit. We were so juvenile, like juvenile.
Burning boogers, leg hairs in the bus.
Yeah. Danny King was torching people's leg hairs. I remember that, dude. He was torching people.
Oh yeah,
love DK. Wherever DK's at, I'm sure he's probably watching.
What's
love
up,
that
DK?
guy. Yeah,
it was him, and I think Meslak too was burning burger.
Oh man, that was the first year when we went as 13-year-olds with them, with the 14-year-olds. Remember that?
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
they took like a couple of us to the World Series in
Missouri,
St. Joseph, Missouri. Yeah, we went to St. Joseph, Missouri. Yeah, what's that?
You stayed with Hawaii and I at that dude's farm, didn't you?
Yeah,
oh my God,
dude. Like,
were
I mean, and then me, you, and Hamoyo stayed together when we went to Casper, Wyoming, too, the following year.
Yes.
I'm like, and it was so cool. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. We got those experiences of going there and playing at these. Those were like cool, like minor league style stadiums that we were playing in out there too. Like, they had nothing but that stadium. Like that was it. Like it was one shopping mall, and the stadium was the big attraction in the city. And when the World Series came to town, everybody came to watch us play. It was a good time.
No, it was like I said, man. I can't think of a better. Those are the best days of my life. I think, you know what I mean. Like those days you'll never ever forget. I remember it was like it was yesterday.
I know.
It's been how long ago? What, 30 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, and it was funny because I know we still every once in a while I'll have those memories pop up on my wall, and it's like everybody's like, "Which one's you?" And I'm like, "I'm the littlest guy on the team right there." And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "For real, that's me." I'm like, I was on a team of a bunch of monsters, bro. I was like, seriously, like these guys were killers. And I was like the mean little fast guy that they had with them, and they loved every minute of it. Like they were like, this is super cool. This little fast dude, little Puerto Rican dude with a fast mouth, even faster. Like, and it was fun. It was fun. I loved playing with all you guys, man. We had a big old squad of boys that were nasty ball players. Like, I tried to tell my son, like, boy, you did not want to see that team. That team was savage. Like, for real. Like, the epitome of a savage-ass squad was that squad. When we were 14, that squad was mean. That squad was mean, dude. I mean, I would take on any 14-year-old team from the past to present to the future with that team. Like, we were a squad at that time.
And like you said, it was like nobody, like Melvin walking with that big ghetto blaster. I mean, dude, that thing was huge.
Yeah. We set the tone. Yeah, we set the tone. And for those of y'all that don't know what a ghetto blaster is, it's a big, giant size boom box that, you know what I'm saying? Like that really, I mean, we had this big dude walking in with a big boom box on his shoulder, playing all the new hottest music. And we're all walking in like a bunch of little punks that could really play some ball, though. Like, we walked in like a bunch of punks, but we could play some ball. Like, one thing that we knew we could do. And we were like, y'all might not like us, but we don't care because we came to play ball. And y'all ain't probably going to beat us.
Yep. And that's the thing. When you think back, the whole thing, it's like most of the time we went in there and we walked out with a W, right?
Yep.
We kicked it all night. Pretty much.
Yeah.
We're at Georgia, Wyoming, wherever we're at. Nobody slept.
Nobody.
I'm not going to throw
that was back at a time where we would like leave from our parents and just go off. Me and you and Hamoya, whoever, Ramsey, like, you know what I'm saying? Jose would come with us. We just walk off and be gone until like midnight. And people are like, we come walking back in the hotel and they're like, where the hell y'all been? We're like, oh, we was just walking around. Okay. Get to bed. Hurry up. Y'all got to be up early in the morning. Okay.
Right.
And we get up early in the morning and be ready to play ball. We weren't, you know what I'm saying? But then when we were 14-year-old kids, we weren't out drinking and smoking and doing nothing stupid. We were just walking around, like trying to see the city and hang out with chicks and shit. We were just kids. Like,
I got a funny one for you. I don't know. I don't think you were there that night. But one night, me, Jose Lind, I want to say Mantini. Gosh, I can't remember who all was there. It was a bunch of us. We were in Amherst, down by the Amherst High School, and they had a roadblock set up with, the flashing light, like the construction things. They had it set up down by the high school, like the road was blocked off. And Jose, myself, it might have been Melvin. I can't remember if he was with us. And Ramsey was there. We're like, let's take that. We had Tippy's Ghost. We had the Gray Ghost. Dude, we loaded. For some reason, we had a mattress in the back of the Gray Ghost. All right. So we took all these construction barriers right down from Amherst High School, right before you get up to the top of the hill at O Armors, where Hot Dog Heaven they just tore down. We took all these barriers, and the lights were still flashing on them. Dude, we put them in the back of the Ghost and put this mattress over top. And then we were all laying on top of it. Well, we get to the top of the hill where Old Armor's Hot Dog Heaven is or was, and Amherst cop pulls over. We're like, oh, shoot. Dude pulled us over and let us go. I don't know how. But, dude, I remember I think we went back to my old man's house, and my Hamoy might have been with it. I can't remember who was with us. But, dude, I was so scared because I thought, man, we just stole all these barriers, put them in Tippy's van, and we're just rolling through Amherst.
And Amherst back then, when we were growing up, like they'll pick you up for anything. They didn't care. You look suspicious, they was picking your ass up.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have to have probable cause. You look suspicious, they were straight.
Right.
They were straight pulling your ass for real. Like they did not play.
For sure. Yeah, you're right about that. It used to be bad.
Yeah.
Yep. Some good. That's funny, man. It's hilarious.
my cousin's on here, and he put up a funny. I don't even know if this whole thing will fit on here. T. It says, "Yo, what up, cuz? I used to get my ass whipped every time you left my house because we trashed my room and broke something. I see you kept it real in your travel journeys." Yeah, that we did, man. I can't lie. Like we went. I mean, and the thing was that we traveled a lot. We had a lot of fun. I remember, do you remember the team we played? And I still have never seen anything since when I can't say that because I did see somebody do it online one time and it just wasn't the same effect as watching it live when the one team warmed up without a baseball. Do you remember that? Do you remember that game when we sat there and watched this team do the whole warm-ups, dude? And they never picked up a baseball and the coach was swinging a bat and the boys were moving around the field, dude. And we were sitting there like,
what? Yeah, I remember that.
We were like stunned, like what is going on here right now? And the shit just looked so smooth and they were just, and I was like, oh my God. And they pulled that hidden ball trick move on us where the pitcher turned around, act like he threw it to second. The shortstop dives, the second baseman dives, and the center fielder takes off running. Like the ball's passed.
That was in Wyoming.
On second runs and it kind of moves, and the pitcher comes over and tags him. And we were like so stunned. We were like so caught off with that team. Like I remember watching that. Do you remember that? Do you remember watching that team warm up with no ball?
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that. I remember the team we played in is either Missouri. Well, you and I would have been 13s playing up on with Meslak's team and carry on. Who else was on there? I can't remember centers and all them. Yeah. But I remember that us playing. We were younger playing up with them. And I remember it was in Missouri. It was at that Mickey Mantle Stadium or something. It was an old stadium, really cool place. And I remember that they had a team there. They were like 13, 14-year-olds. These dudes had full beards from California. You remember that team?
Yeah. I remember that team.
13, 14-year-olds. I'm like, damn. But I think we still won.
We did beat that team.
Right.
And you know what's funny though is that now that's how some of the kids look now. Like I swear, like teams that Gavin's played, some of the kids that were on Gavin's travel ball team, like some of those kids are big boys, like big, strong young men, and it's a different era, and that's what I'm saying. Like we weren't, and that's why I try to even tell to Gavin, I'm like, we weren't that advanced still at that age because we didn't have travel ball at 8, 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years. We didn't have that. The first opportunity we had to play travel ball was with Tippy, but it was at 13 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was our first chance to really play travel ball because it just wasn't around in the way it is now. Like now there's, 6, 8 teams per little town, little city, you know what I mean? And they're starting from 8 years old all the way up. And it's a totally different world than what it was when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now it's to me, what I see now, and nothing against people doing it. It's all about money. You know, I mean, it's a moneymaker. It's a business nowadays from what I see from the years I had my sons coaching and, another one of my high school coaches when I went to Lorraine Catholic, Adrian Abrahamowitz, he's coaching. He runs the organization, the Warhawks, where my kid played.
That's cool.
And I have friends that still play there, and a bunch of kids that still were on my team. They're older now, but he's got a great thing going, you know. I mean,
Oh, it's definitely a business. It's definitely a business. I mean, and if you do it right, I mean, it could be a lucrative business for some people, for sure.
Right. It's definitely different than it was back when, you know, Tip had it, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's funny is like, remember that shit, dude? We were like, we go to his basement, dude, and he'd have cases upon cases upon cases of candy down there. We go down there and grab now and laters and blow pops and all these different kind of candies, and we'd just be out there selling them. Like that was a part of the life, you know what I mean? That was the way we had to do it in order to make money for us to be able to travel and go to these games. Our parents weren't, you know what I mean, trying to push loads like that. Like, you know, I mean, because nowadays these kids are paying a good chunk of change to play, and it's definitely not how it was, because I know you remember the days of selling candy, selling blow pops now and later.
Yeah, steak fries.
Yeah, we had the steak fries, yeah, for sure.
Crazy. But you know what? I wouldn't trade them days for anything. They were the I mean,
I loved it. I loved it.
It was a blast, man.
We were the Candy Hustle boys back in the day, dude. We always had that.
Right.
For real.
Yep.
The wifey's on YouTube there.
Hey,
Blaine Perry.
Blaine.
That's awesome, dude. Blaine, good to see you, dude. Glad you're around here. He's got a good little brewery going. Have you checked out his place?
I've never been there. I gotta get
I gotta try to go see him. Sinistro's, he's looking real good, dude. His place is looking awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Thanks, Blaine, for stopping in, man. Appreciate you, dude. I'm gonna have you on sometime too. I appreciate you. I'll reach out to you soon, dude. I was gonna put the wifey's up though. She's just like, "Love you, Dad." That means one of the kids are probably sending a message too. I love y'all too. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, so you know, if I know that we talked. I let you chop it up a little bit about the business from a cut above. I know that when we chatted earlier, I had asked you to maybe have some pieces that you could just kind of show a little bit about. I know when you and I talked last week about everything, you were out in Kentucky at the time.
Yeah.
And we're in the midst of making a big purchase at that time to try to prep for what it is that you're working on now.
Yeah.
But you're about to have to look to go re-up because pretty much those that you bought last week are already gone. So
yeah, it's,
you know what I mean? Talk about what it is that you're doing now, and if you don't mind grabbing a couple of those pieces in the back and just showing us what's up.
So like I said before, basically I lived in Bardstown right outside of Louisville for 11 years. I worked at Ford Motor Company 15, 20 years ago now. I came back to Ohio, took the job I'm at now. But anyway, so I lived in basically Bardstown, Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world. That's all it is. There's Maker's Marks there. There's Barton's. There's Jim Beam. There's Limestone Distillery. There's Barton's. Distilleries everywhere, right? So they have warehouses everywhere where they store these barrels of whiskey. So when the whiskey's dumped or bottled, they get rid of the barrels. So I got a connection down there where I can get barrel heads. So that's kind of how I implemented the barrel heads into the metal, right? So my buddy and I decided let's add some wood behind this metal, recess it off the wood and sell it. It's bourbon barrel. I mean, half the stuff that I'm pushing out, it still smells like whiskey. Matter of fact, the last load I just brought home was about 70 barrels from Kentucky, 70 barrel heads from Kentucky. I do have some Jack Daniel's stuff here at my place, full barrels that I actually made Jack Daniel's tables that you can actually use like pub tables, bar tables. I haven't even put out yet. So basically I took a full-size Jack Daniel's barrel, put a metal sign over the top of it, and then I bought really, really good glass with tapered edges. It's very expensive glass that goes over the top of this sign. So you see this basically bourbon barrel Jack Daniel's, but you have a Jack Daniel's top on it. And you can see the Jack Daniel's sign behind me on that pedestal that turns. It sits on the top. It's not this one, but the one in my shop. It has there, and then the glass goes over the top of it, kind of showing the whole thing off. It's very, very cool. I haven't put that out there yet. I will. But yeah, so what we're doing is basically barrel heads. I do mostly what I started with is a lot of custom work, which is basically if a customer reaches out to me and says, hey, hold on one second. Customer reaches out to me and says they want a sign with their last name and the year they were married or whatever. So here's a tree, an example. If you can see, it's hard to see. There's the last name. And then at the bottom, it says established 2000, right? So this is just one of many different designs that we offer. For some reason, the tree has been very popular for me. That's what I started this whole business on. Kind of like, I guess you could say as an accident. I came up with a tree that I wanted for my own home that I actually got barn wood from my buddy's, my partner's place out in Cincinnati, Kentucky area. We went and cut up this old barn, and that's how I made that. Some other stuff we're doing, a barrel head. This is an Ohio State barrel head. Basically, you can see the charred side. That's the charred side. That's an actual barrel, whiskey barrel. The char's still there. The front side, we took it and weathered the front of it, of the barrel. Basically, we took a full barrel, cut it down, made it look like a football. And then we take this sign. This is 14 gauge metal, cut out the Ohio State logo. Then I hand do all these. So this is actually a rustic looking one. You can see that I mask here, leave it silver bare metal. And I take this, I use a tinted clear coat and go over the top of this and then actually weather this down, sanding it. It's all hand done. So it does take time. Every one is different, but they are similar. They all look kind of the same, but every single one I hand touch, basically to do. So that's an Ohio State one, kind of a cool piece. I've sold a ton of these. Like I said, I sold like 60 orders in like a week and a half. It's unbelievable. I don't even know what to really say, to be honest with you. Another thing we got here, this is a Harley Davidson sign. As you can see, this was made basically out of scraps of a barrel that I had left over. I told my dad, I said, I got this sign. This is a metal sign, Harley Davidson Motor Company. This is what I was talking about before, hydrographics. This is a film that goes over a base coat paint with a matte clear over the top of it. Very cool thing. Most people don't know how to do this. It's a very, very intrigued process. But I am implementing that into my business that I have now. This is the first piece that I put out. This is called a rust film. It's a film that goes on water. If you follow my page at A Cut Above on Facebook, you'll start seeing a lot of stuff like this. I do a lot of this stuff at work now on my day job. But I'm actually doing this outside of work now. I have a small tank, nothing like I have at work, but I do have a small tank that we're going to be running production stuff on. I can buy the film. I have two different companies that, like I said, PA Hydrographics, great friend of mine, owns it. My guys down in Florida sell film. There's a bunch of places. So this is basically, I call this a Harley rust sign. If you look at it, it's rust, but it's not going to rust. It's clear coated over the top. So basically we took a Harley sign and kind of just contoured the barrel, cut it so it fits around it like a bar and shield. That's what that is. Something we've been working on. I haven't had a chance to do it. This is kind of a cool piece. My daughter actually came up with this design one day, just messing around. This is just cleaned up metal. I haven't painted this. I think about I was going to airbrush this. This is a wreath made basically you can put on your door, your wall in your house. It's just Merry Christmas wreath. It has the Ohio State logo in the middle of it. Me being the Buckeye guy I am, I just wanted to do something. My daughter's like, hey, Dad, I think it would look cool with Ohio State in the middle. All right, so that's what we came up with. We made this, cut it. It's 2 foot by 2 foot. This is. You can cut it. We can paint it, coat it, whatever color you'd want. So with Christmas stuff, we're trying to really haven't had a chance to push much custom Christmas stuff because of my store taking off like it has. There's another one. This is our Grinch wreath. Basically, Merry Christmas wreath with the Grinch on it. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Grinch, right? So you see that. This I obviously will get painted eventually, or I'll tint it clear over the top of this, or maybe even do some airbrushing depending on my time, which I don't have right now. Tony was nice enough to give me a week's. I was supposed to do this last Sunday, but I was on the road picking up stuff for barrelheads and stuff in Kentucky. Some other stuff I do custom coating. I do some hydrographics on the side. The other thing I've been doing, a good friend of mine at work that I work with at my everyday job, he's a big Browns fan, tailgater, right? He's got the fat setup down there by the right downtown Cleveland under the bridge. There's a guy. It's called Pumpkin Patch. His name is I guess the Pumpkin Man or whatever you call him. I got these. These are for Pumpkin Patch. These are the real deal right here, Pumpkin Patch. You see they put them on their head. I'm about to hook this brother up. He wants some custom work done on these. So you see it. When you see a Browns game and you see a Pumpkin Patch or whatever his name is, check him out on YouTube. I'm about to hook these up. These get worn at every Browns game. Just haven't had a chance to do them yet, but that's them. I got this. This is something I came up with on my own. Go Army, beat Navy. For you guys that know, I usually go to Army Navy every year. This is a bourbon barrelhead. It's a Jim Beam. I'm sorry, Jim Beam barrelhead converted into this Army sign with the Black Knight. Go Army, beat Navy. One of my best buddies. He is the ops guy at Army at West Point. Great dude, Nick. So I've done a lot of stuff that's sitting around and hanging up at West Point. This right here is one piece that I've been selling with the Army-Navy game coming up. As you can see, go Army, beat Navy. This is just an example of some of the stuff. Got a little Jack Daniels barrelhead. Old number 7, Tennessee whiskey. Just an example. These are sold. I got to ship them. While Tony wanted to do this, I figured we'd show them. Excuse me.
What you got there? What is that?
Just a couple little things. This is a home sign. You see, it's pretty simple.
Let me pop you back in. Hold on. I'm gonna put you back in big screen though.
Oh, you're fine.
Go ahead.
It's a little home sign with a Buckeye helmet stripe on it. There's another little. This is actually a bottle opener. Go ahead and take your top off. Bottle opener is going to go up here. It'll have a backing. Kind of a cool piece for a bar or something.
That's an awesome piece for a bar, actually.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff, man. That's just some of the stuff that I had sitting around, Tone. I'll send you some of these. You can have them on your show. I got these. These are bottle openers I cut. I've been cracking sales with.
Yeah.
So, some of these you can give them away or whatever on your show.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate that.
Want your business name on it? We'll put it on.
That's awesome. You shoot those to me, man. I'll send them out to some people that are leaving us some comments and stuff.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got some people that were leaving comments. Paul, my buddy Paul, good dude. He's a big OSU fan. He said he loved the barrelhead. The OSU barrelhead was beautiful. So that's true, man. When you were showing all the pieces, I have my mic muted and I'm like, oh, look at this thing. Oh, look at that, man. Look at this. Look at that. Like
here's another, Tone. If you got a minute, I got this too. It's been pretty popular. I had a customer actually reach out to me last year. and I kind of mass produced it. I made this for his man cave, 3 foot by 3 foot. This is 2 by 2, but it's all powder coated.
Yeah.
Champions, bleed, scarlet, and gray. A couple Buckeyes in it. So yeah, tell your buddy to check out my Etsy. I got a store, or I got my Facebook page. Okay. Everything on there. If they're interested in something.
I definitely will. I'll definitely, you know what I'm saying, let them check it out. I'll have you shout it out again later in the show. You know what I mean? Just because it's true, people. I mean, I have somebody else who was leaving a comment about, you know, be careful with OSU because you know OSU loves to hit people up, but I think that's kind of your goal is to let OSU see it because they're gonna want some of this work to put up in their shops.
Actually, right now, we have the my buddy that's cutting. He has to pay the 10%. It's like 10%. So we're covered on that when it comes to cutting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Well, and he wrote that too. He was like, don't let OSU see that and let them make it their own.
Some of the stuff, like, you got to watch. Some of the stuff is, you're right.
No, but your shit is, I mean, you can just tell, like, that's something that the OSU people, and you and I know these people, you know what I'm saying? We've been around a lot of Buckeyes throughout the years, and that's something that they would love. Like, honestly, I mean, I know that these people are seeing it, and they're like, you know what I mean, wild by it all, like to see that this metal and wood come together, and they're beautiful signs, dude. Really, I mean, you guys do a great job, and I mean, there's really not much I can say about that, like, you know what I mean, because it's the way you're doing it, the way you guys are going about it with the metal, the wood, and it's just rustic and strong, and that's what's cool about it all.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, a lot of stuff I don't have anything here. I do majority of the stuff that we do is custom, especially what I do. I had a lady in PA. I just sent it to her. Actually, she loved it. I did just a barrelhead. Barrelhead's like 21 inches across. You know, and I took her last name was Valentine, and she wanted this V with the Valentine across of it with some scrolling on it. And she just got it, like, I think yesterday. She sent me a message. She loved it. So most of the stuff that we originally started doing, or I've been doing, is all custom, like the tree sign, certain things, you know. Most of the stuff I do is,
you know, it's funny in the comments. Somebody has one of your pieces, Melissa Janisic. Hold on, she put "Love Me the Grinch." I have one of his Grinch signs. It's awesome. Love you.
Yeah, that's my sister, Tone.
Oh, awesome! Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's she. I told you, my sister. She's working. She's a nurse practitioner now.
Yes.
Avon.
Yeah.
Maybe holler at her and tell her about the Spencer deal. She'll laugh.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that, Melissa, earlier when you guys came to see me, and I was a whole different character from the character you guys remember. I had the long hair and all gothic looking. I was a totally different character at that time. That was super funny, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are asking for information on how to get a hold of you. My buddy Paul again reaching out. He's like, I need an address for purchasing items. Another buddy, Mike Belika, who I'm gonna have on the show next Sunday. He's saying he needs a link so he can order his retirement piece. He's actually, you know, military, and I've been in it for years. Do you know Mike Belika? I'm like, he's from not far from where you grew up at. Like, he's not far from there. I think he was on the other side of the old Calvary Cemetery, like really, like right there in that area. Big old boy, big tough kid. Yeah, dad was in the military. He's in the military. He's gonna be on the show next Sunday night. Okay. But he's talking about when his retirement comes up, like just doing it and kind of getting a really dope piece, probably that, you know what I'm saying, they can hang flags in or something. I mean, I don't know. I wish that you had a piece of those flags that you do too. Yeah. They're super dope. You guys, that's what I mean. You guys got to get onto this guy's site and see what all he's offering, because he's got a whole list of things. This is what he's showing you now in these bourbon barrel heads and stuff like that. Like, this is now a new project that he's working on. but he's been doing this for a long time now, and he's doing all kinds of different things. And if you get a chance to go to his Etsy or to his Instagram and just his Facebook, he's got a bunch of it on there on the cut above. And check it out, man. I mean, really look at it, see what he can do for you. Like he said, he's customizing stuff for still right now. And you're getting it from the man customized. Like it's different. Like maybe in the future, it's going to be all warehouse stuff to where they just, you know what I mean, you type in what you want and they just put it through a computer and it cuts it and does it on its own. But which is probably, I mean, a lot of what you guys are able to do, but you're getting it handcrafted from the man early in the process of this business blowing up. And I mean, don't take it for granted. It's a super cool thing to do. I'm definitely getting a piece. When we get off the show tonight, I'll probably put you backstage, dude. You know that, finish the show off, and then you and I will chat for a little bit, and then I'll try to figure out something that I can order because I have something in mind that I really want to get.
Dude, you hook up something, we'll figure something out. I'll take care of you. Put something right behind you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I got a big space. I got that little picture up top there. We can definitely plan something up top there, dude. I'm definitely down for that.
No, we'll take care of you on that. No, it's definitely it's turned into way more than I ever thought. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it hasn't. It takes up a lot of my time after my day job. You know what I mean? So I got a text from my old man. He told me to tell you hi. He probably don't know how to get on and do anything, but I told him. I said,
yeah, that's my man. You know, made me start popping them hands. Or he knew when I did that, I was about to get to moving. He was like, he about to start stealing on these people.
Yeah.
Jose still talks about that all the time. He's like, man, boy, you were super fast back in the day. My kids laugh at me now because they see this old bald fat man. They're like, you weren't fast. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I was super fast. I'm like, my shit was crazy.
Yep, Tony Speedy Gonzalez, man.
I was the epitome of that too. I used to be able to run back in the day. Oh, dude, and I try to tell people about that squad, dude.
Oh yeah, no, it's hard to even explain to anybody. I try to.
It truly is. It truly is. I'm like, man, I was like this little kid amongst men, like, you know what I mean, like. I was like, Ronnie was 6'6", and like I said, they were all just. I mean, it was like 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'3", 6'1".
Yep.
You were like 5'11" at the time, and we were like 13 years old. And I'm like, how the hell are these fucking guys so big? And I was barely 5'5", I think, at the time.
No, it's funny, man. Mantini, Jackie, all these dudes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Jackie, John Ramsey, Jose Lynn. Like, you guys were all like 6 footers. 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", 6'1", 6'6", 6'3". I was like, well, how did I end up with these guys?
Yeah.
But I mean, I knew I served a purpose and I tried to make that happen. And we had fun, though. Like, that was what was always so cool, is that we did have fun.
The best, man. I'd love to go back and do it again, man. I'm not lying either.
Your sister's clowning on me. She's saying she remembers the Spencer day. She's like, hell yeah. She's like, oh my. And then she's talking about how every piece is handcrafted by you, filled with love.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. Like I said, every piece is basically hand done. You know, I hope to get there one day and be able to walk away from what I do. And like my buddy said, walk around a shop and sip coffee and let somebody else do it. Which it might happen one day. I don't know. Right now I'm in the process of doing a lot of different stuff. And
I see that for you though, dude. That really looks like some legit business that you got going on. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping the best for you. I appreciate you coming on, dude. And like, that's super cool, man. Like, did you get to come on, talk about it? And just open up some people's minds that maybe didn't even know about you and know about this. That's kind of what I'm doing this for, is that to just open up another alley for yourself, open up an alley for me, you know what I'm saying, to people that don't, that maybe, you know, that don't know me and the podcast that I'm trying to do, because this is my artwork the same way that you're doing, you know what I'm saying, the wood and metal art. I'm doing these podcasts, these webcasts, and trying to do my own artwork as well, you know what I'm saying. So I just appreciate us both trying to come on and help each other out, and that's what this really is all about, dude. And I appreciate, like I said, that you were able to take some time and come do this with me, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I apologize. Like I said, man, I last week I was in Kentucky I made that run to handle some business down there, and I wanted to do it last weekend, but just too much stuff going on. And
Well, I didn't even announce it because I knew that there was hesitation with you anyway. So I didn't even want to announce that we were doing anything.
right,
And that's why I think that this unfolded the way it did, because of the fact that we were able to put it together at the right time. You know what I mean?
right,
Last week would have been tough because I didn't really give you too much of a heads up. It was something like I was like, hey, you want to come on, promote your business and chop it up with me for my first little show back, and kind of trying to get things going, and really I appreciate, like I said so many times before, I appreciate that you were able to say it and be like, yeah, dude. I mean, but I can't do it this weekend. I'm kind of gone. I'm in Kentucky. I'm kind of busy. You hit me up early, you know what I'm saying? And we're real about it. And I was like, no, it's super cool. I was like, I won't promote it until next week then. Like I didn't say nothing last week, and it worked itself out. And I mean, it's been a great show, dude. We're already at an hour, dude. We're exactly at 1 hour right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's been such a cool show, and been able to, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Have you on and chat, and we're laughing, dude. And I mean, that's what this show's about, dude. Your sister's dropping a bunch of messages. Obviously, she's clowning with me right now. She's like, hold on. She's like, you guys are all crazy. I have fun with you all.
Oh,
and then she talked about what we talked about earlier. She goes, remember you all getting busted at the hotel with Rocket and shaving cream?
Oh, yeah. That was in Georgia, I think. Hey, I think my sister actually works with Melvin's sister. Grace, Melvin McCall's sister. Grace works something in nursing or some stuff. I can't remember. She sent me a picture one day of her and Grace together. I'm like, damn. I remember she was like little when we were in Georgia down there at some of them carpet classics we were at. Crazy, man. Just
dude.
Yes.
I think some people are checking out your art and they're just saying, wow, Christina, appreciate you coming on, checking us out. Yeah, some of his art that he does have is crazy. It's super good. Yes, sir, by Cole. Cole saying yes, sir. You know, I think people are just appreciating the artwork that you're giving out, man. I'm appreciating you for that you were able to come on and talk to, you know what I mean? Talk to me about what it is that you're doing, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, that's really kind of what I want to do. I want to have different people on and kind of chop it up with them, and us shoot it about what you're doing now and have fun and kind of just, you know, talk about old times with us and laugh. I mean,
yeah,
people don't get that time anymore, you know, and it's like I'm gonna try to tap back into that, and that's kind of the basis to my show, is tapping into some people. A lot of this first little season for me, I'm probably gonna do like 8 or 10 shows where I'm tapping into characters that I used to be around when I was younger,
right?
You know, and pretty much pick their brains about what they're doing now, which I've had a chance to do with you, which is super cool what you're doing. Plus, people don't understand that you're doing this artwork and you're still working a full-time job as a manager at Rydell. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't even, you talked about it earlier in the show, but you haven't even brought that up again since then. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's what's super cool. Like you're working hard at 2 different jobs and you're doing your thing. And I think that, you know what I mean, artists have to do that at first. In order to get their art going, they got to work their personal job, and then they got to get the art going, and hope that it can stand the test of time. And I think that you're going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying, dude? I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I hope you keep it up. I got, let me see, looks like one of your kids are on. Trying to give you a shout out. Good job, Dad. Taylor Standen. You know,
I tell you, one of the first pieces, if you watch football, which I know you do, I actually have it sitting here in my office up above a helmet here above my computer. Kind of started it was, like I said, one of my real close friends, the owner of Spectrum down in Florida, not far from you, in Clearwater. He owns a business down there, and I started doing a lot of this chrome stuff, and I hit it big with Zeke Elliott at Ohio State. I made a back plate.
I remember that. I remember seeing that, dude. I remember seeing the little triangle back plate that you made, and because you made him one at OSU, and then you made him one for I'm saying then you made him one for Dallas too, right?
I made 2 of these, and one Zeke wore the whole season. This is identical that he kept, and then I made this, which basically is a chrome backplate he wore, and this stripe is all paint. So I painted the Buckeye stripe on it. It was one of our power pads at work. This is from like 4 years ago. Just a cool little piece that I've always kept.
That's awesome.
I actually made Zeke plates. To this day, I make the Dallas Cowboys chrome plates for him. I do stars. I've done royal blue chrome, some navy chrome, some kind of cool stuff. I did a few things for some Steelers players. Antonio Brown, when he was still there before he went off the deep end. I did some chrome, like gold chrome plates for him. One of our key account guys for Rydell asked me to do a plate. I think it was for Cam Hayward for something. But I've done quite a few things here and there. A lot of customization stuff that people want. Different. I get different requests for. There's a player for the Steelers now. I'm trying to work on a helmet actually for. He went. I can't remember his name. He went to Army. He was at West Point, but he plays for the Steelers. And guy that I know reached out to me and wanted me to build like this crazy WTI, this water transferred film helmet for him. So I'm actually working on that, trying to figure out how I want to do it. And it's kind of one of the things where he sends you, like, gives you an idea of what he wants, and then I go and it just runs through my head. I'm sitting there trying to figure it out, and that's basically what I do every day. Somebody's like, "Hey, can you do this?" And I'm like thinking to myself, probably not. But then at the end of the, I'm not going to say no, right? I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do it.
That's awesome.
So that's what I try to do. Same thing like with the Notre Dame helmets. I do the Notre Dame helmets currently. It's a very time-consuming process. And then into the sign business, I actually integrated it without the actual chrome base that goes under it. So I use the bare metal as that silver shiny part, and then I use my tinted clear that I make up and an elevated clear that goes over it. So that's how the helmets are made, basically doing some of the little football I showed you out of the bourbon barrel head. I do a Notre Dame one like that too with the ND. But like I said, all this stuff that I'm doing, it's been years and years of work and with certain individuals that have got me where I'm at, so I'm not sitting here saying I did all this on my own. There's been a lot of people from the West Coast to Florida to Wisconsin, without throwing names out there on everybody, that have been showed me a lot, showed me the ropes basically through this whole process. So I took something from football helmets and kind of integrated it into other stuff with, airbrushing, different stuff. Like I do airbrushing. I can do, I like to do different stuff with masking. And there's still stuff I want to learn and know. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. I don't know how to do it yet, but I'll figure it out. I got an idea how to do it, but you're never going to learn it unless you try it, so you got to play around with it.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Oh yeah, I'm getting some more messages on here. I don't know if hold on, my cousin Nelson coming up, cool stuff, super talented and creative. He is, dude. I mean, that stuff is awesome, man. I mean, really, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is just where he's at. Like, this is the current project of all the things that he's working on. Like I said, some of the past stuff and where it's going to go from here is going to be amazing. And I hope that, people really do keep up with you because you're going in the right places, dude. Like I said, like where I saw it start at, like I said, with the flags and when you were doing the Marine symbols and stuff like that, like those are the things that I was like, yeah, that's, what I'm saying? Like he's got it going already. And I seen that. And then when a couple of weeks ago, when you started showing, even the piece that I have in the corner here of your picture, of you airbrushing that Dia de la Muerta, sign, you know what I'm saying, which is the Day of the Dead sign, which is super cool. You did it, you know what I'm saying, for a family member, because I really dug into that one.
Yeah.
And like that kind of started to really open it up too about what it was that you were trying to take this business into. You know what I mean? And I don't think people understand, like, these things are hand painted by him. Like they're not, you know what I mean, painted by machines. He's still the one doing it, and that's why he's able to customize it to whatever it is that you're looking for, you know, and that's what I mean. People truly need to reach out and try to contact you and just see what they can, you know what I mean, get their hands on, because I think that there's a big window for what it is that you're doing, as far as not only with the sign work, with the helmets and all that kind of stuff too, that you're talking about, that you're doing for people. I think Nelson's putting up another thing. You need to do batter's protective gear, shin and foot guards, elbow guards.
Yeah, I've done MLB player stuff. I've done some stuff for MLB players. I've done hockey. I did what's his name that just died, actually, laryngitis. What's his name? The Animal. I did a buddy of mine that runs our shoulder pad department at work. This has been years ago, but I actually took a shoulder pad for the Animal, the wrestler guy. He passed away this year, I believe, but he had like the spikes in it, or I think it was spikes. Yeah. Spikes. So I took the arches of my shoulder pad and basically dipped it. I painted them, and then I dipped it with hydrographics with skulls, and then I candy coated clear over it, which is a red tint, and it went over the top. Turns that film, that silver paint, or not, it's not paint, film. You can change the color of it by spraying that candy coat clear over the top. And then he actually put the spice in it and wore it for a while. This has been a couple of years ago, but I get a lot of different stuff like that with work itself. Like these pumpkin head things. Like this dude's like well known at the Browns games, right?
Years. I know who you're talking about. I really do. As soon as I saw those when you pulled those two heads up, I was like, oh yeah, I know that dude. He's got the orange with the Browns with their stripes on.
Dome, so I can't put them on.
Yeah, no, that's cool though. That's cool that he's handed those off to you to have you customize those for him as well. I mean, that's what's, you know, people don't understand. Like, I mean, this dude's trying to do it. I mean, and that's what you gotta support your local businesses. You gotta try to help out the people that are trying to start out and really get it going. True art is legit art, you know, trying to get you to where you need to be with the business, because it can be fun. I mean, and that's what's good about it all, is that the process of what you've done and how far you're taking it, and then when you look back at this time and how hard you worked during this time to get it going, from what you were doing just as a personal job to, hey, let's try this other thing out. You know what I'm saying? And let's start doing this and doing that. And now all of a sudden it's actually a lucrative business, and you're making money now, and it's booming. And I mean, to where it's gonna go. And that's I'm happy for you, dude. I truly think that, you know what I mean, the sky is the limit for you, man.
No, I appreciate it. It is, like I said, I mentioned it to my dad today. I'm like, man, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, BS you. It's like, I don't sleep a whole lot. I get up, go to work, and I get off work and go work at the shop. So, I mean, I'm never really home. Like I said, I like money. I like nice things. So I'm not complaining. But at the end of the day, you know, it's something I love to do. And down the road, maybe one day it'll be a full-time thing for me. Who knows? But right now, everything that I do is hand done. It'd be lovely to, what you said, have something come in and spray it and, you know, clean it up, sand it. I mean, you got to remember, every one of these signs that we cut, they come off the table, have to be cleaned. So, and a lot of people don't understand that the work that goes into it. Those signs come and they're dirty. There's slag on them. You got to grind the backs of them. You got to clean them. It's a lot of work. It's dirty. You got to do all that, and you got to make sure it's paint ready. whatever coating you're putting on it, you don't want junk in it. So it's a lot of prep work. It's no different than a body shop or anything else. Anybody that's done body shop work or anything really, automotive, painting, anything. It's basically the same concept. You're doing the same stuff. You're tacking off stuff, cleaning it, wiping it down. You don't want to sell something to somebody that has a bunch of garbage in it. So it takes time. It's not what everybody thinks is just cut it, throw it out there, and I put it on a piece of wood. No, that's not what happened. No. Even the barrel heads, Tony, the barrel heads, when I buy the barrel head, a bourbon barrel head, when you buy them, they basically fall apart. Okay. So however you buy them, if you buy them by a skid, I hauled 70 back last week. But they basically come apart. They're tongue and grooved and they come apart. So basically every single barrel head, if you're making footballs, you got to cut them down. You got to form them. I have a certain size to make that I want the footballs at, where I keep them at. If you're doing a full sign on a barrel head, that whole barrel head has to get disassembled completely, glued. My dad has made a jig up that actually goes in and gets clamped together, and it sits on the footballs that we're doing for support and make sure they're held together well. He actually has a biscuit cutter, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but what it is basically he has the two halves of a barrel. He cuts the center out of it, and then he takes this biscuit cutter and cuts a groove in both sides of the barrel. And then you put these little biscuit chips. They look like it's basically like a 1/4-inch piece of or 1/8-inch piece of plywood. And they're cut like a little football, and you glue them and you put it together and then clamp it. So, I mean, it's work, people look at it and, I've sold a ton of them, right? Man, I've been thinking my price is maybe too cheap, but then again, I'm thinking I can't be, right?
Yeah.
So, the work that goes into it, and, that's just the barrel head part of it. Even every single barrel head we glue them together and back them. So every single piece of that sign gets touched, from the wood to the actual metal getting cut to the painting to whatever coating I'm putting on them. It's a full-time, like I said, every single step of the way it's hand done. So
that's awesome, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really don't think that people understand, what I'm saying, sometimes how much work does go into those pieces. And that's kind of like I told you, that's why I'm trying to put it out there for you and trying to let people understand what it's like to be an artist starting out. I'll have a bunch of more artists come on and talk about that as well. What you got, the Christmas ale? Yeah. Hell yeah.
You ship you some down there?
You can ship me some down here. Hell yeah.
I'll ship you some down there.
Yeah. I got some. My nephew's up that way, and he'll ship me down some every once in a while, but I'll get like a random 6-pack here and there, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the Christmas ale, dude. And whenever I come up there, I'm definitely always sipping on that shit, dude.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah. What else was I gonna ask you? Because the work now, the bourbon barrel heads, like I said, are awesome to see. I know that the somebody out here in Florida saying they've got a Christmas ale in the fridge.
Damn.
Because Paul lives out here by me. He lives in Sarasota, actually. He's saying he's got a Christmas ale in the fridge. That's awesome.
Christmas ale.
Like, yeah, Paulie, come on now. Help me out here, brother. I appreciate that. But yeah, and then I to the work that you used to do, all the whole metal signs, like I said, those flags were like,
yeah.
When you were doing those, dude, that was phenomenal. I was like, wow, look at this thing. I can only imagine the rough edges and everything that you guys were having to clean up on those things.
Oh yeah.
When they were first coming out. And it's the truth. Like, that's some work to put in, like to clean those signs up and get them ready to go and buff them out and have them, processed to where they're able to be painted on and that paint's going to hold and doing all those things because.
And we still do flag. I still do cut flags and I do paint them. The flags are done a little bit different. What we do is we put actual the bare metal. We clean the metal up, and then we take we have a certain thing we use, but we hit and we kind of what waves in the actual flag and the stripes.
Yeah.
And then if you use a tinted clear coat, depending on how dark, whatever you want, I'd use that, and it you can see your brush marks in the metal with that clear coat. Is what people really like, and I've done a ton of flags. Basically, when we first started, I'll be honest with you, I hate doing flags. So, but they are cool. They are very cool. I actually did a 4 by 8 foot, and if you go to my page on Facebook or I think I even have it on my Etsy store. If you look at the story, if you go to my store on Etsy, you'll see at the bottom of the page some of the flags I've done. I mean, I've done Mission Barbecue. I know the owner from Mission Barbecue.
Yeah.
I've done some stuff for them. And he owns like 70 or 80, 90 stores now, I think, across the country.
Yeah. We got one down here. Yeah.
So I've done that. The biggest one we've done was a 4 by 8 Donald Trump flag for a guy that I know out in PA that we shipped there. He hung it out in his garage. But that was huge. It was, like I said, 4 by 8 foot. That's a sheet of plywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So try to paint it, prep it. It's work,
I bet.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I mean, like I said, I appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Justin, I'm gonna go ahead and probably wrap it up with you. I'm gonna let you give yourself a shout out one more time.
Okay.
Kind of tell everybody how they can contact you. I'm gonna put you full screen again and let you just kind of tear it up. You know what I'm saying? Tell them how they can contact you, where they can hit you up at. I'll have the Instagram and the Etsy up at the top. And then, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You want to shoot them the Facebook and everything else, go ahead and let them know.
All right. Yeah. So my Facebook page is A Cut Above, as Tony has on here. I have a guy running my Facebook page for us right now, a friend of mine, and the Etsy store has been super busy. It's Standen Metals. I think Tony has it up there. Yeah. So if you go to Etsy and type in, that's the store name, Standen Metals. You can see I have over 40 items in the queue. You can order, buy, whatever. We are slammed right now with orders. Like I said, I think we just hit 59 or 60 in the last 2 weeks. So it's been very, very hectic, working 7 days a week trying to complete them. And I think a lot of these are Christmas orders. So that's why we're trying to make sure they get everything that's been ordered. Other than that, you can check out, like I said, A Cut Above on Facebook. It's our business page. If you want to text, shoot me a text. You need anything, you want something custom done, my number is 440-213-6631. The easiest way is to text me. If you got something, I've had anything from people drawing on a napkin of something they want to make or out of metal or a sign. So basically you send me something, whether it's a sketch, whatever it is, clip art, we can turn it into something for you. I've done stuff for businesses, people's homes, you name it. So I would recommend you go to my page, check it out. The Facebook page pretty much has everything that I've ever done, hundreds and hundreds of signs. Everything's on there. You can see for yourself. Everything's categorized by basically work signs, police, fire. One thing we do is I just finished up a couple signs for 2 sheriffs in Lorain County, one being my cousin and another guy that was on the sheriff's department. His wife had reached out to me, seen my cousins. I did them 2 basically round sheriff badges, really cool sign with the thin blue line in the middle. Anybody, fire, sheriff, myself, from Cut Above, any orders that come through, I actually give them a flag, a thin blue line flag I do with their name cut in the middle of it. So just a little thing, if you order something for me, I throw in, I appreciate it, and I back all the law enforcement. I appreciate what they do, fire, police, whatever, military. So you can check out my site. You'll see there's pictures of the officers actually with them. They actually posted reviews on my page of the flag them holding it with their dog. Even one had a German Shepherd in the picture with it. So it was pretty cool stuff. But I appreciate what them guys do every day and to protect us. I appreciate Tony letting me be on the show. It's been a great experience. Nice to catch up with you, brother. That's it.
Oh man, I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate that you were able to come on. Like I said, give a shout out to all the people that have helped you out through the way. You know, because without them, things don't really happen. Like those inspirations of the art, sometimes don't come to fruition for people because of that fact. You know what I mean? They don't have people that are trying to push them in the right direction, people that are trying to back you throughout the process. And sometimes, you know, we need that. We need to know that people are there kind of supporting what it is that we're doing. And I just wanted to let you know that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm supporting what you're doing, dude. I appreciate you, dude, coming on. What I'll do now is I'm going to sit you backstage, dude. I'm going to wrap up the show. And then pretty much we'll chop it up again here because I'm going to stay on with you because I want to put in order like what you would like what I said. Okay, dude?
All right, bud.
I appreciate you, Justin, man. Yeah, that was Justin Standen from A Cut Above, man. I mean, totally appreciate the guy coming on. You know, he's super busy right now, and it was hard to get him to come on to fit it into his busy schedule. Luckily, we were able to get that to happen. Appreciate all you guys coming on and watching the show tonight and commenting and giving us something to talk about more than you know, than we were going to talk about already. You know what I mean? He and I had a game plan coming in. We're happy to do it. And you know, was super excited that we were able to do it tonight and everything came together. So, you know, with that being said, I'm going to say my quote of the night and wrap up the show. Okay. My quote is, life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important, capture the good times, develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, just take another shot. Remember that. You know what I mean? Because not always in our first couple shots are they going to work out and are they going to be the things that we need. But don't ever stop trying. You know what I'm saying? Develop from those negatives and keep it going. Thanks, everyone, for watching The Business. Let's Be Real. Episode 1. Justin Standen. Appreciate you, dude. Take care, everyone.